Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one, welcome all. This is the first ever live broadcast of Bethea's Byte Reloaded. We are the home for news, opinions, debates, your voice, and justice served. Allow me to introduce myself to some, reintroduce myself to others. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ernest Bethea, better known as the Last Outlaw. Why am I here and why am I alive? Simple. I've got a lot at stake when it comes to missing persons, when it comes to true crime, and most of all, I'm here seeking justice for all the victims and all the victims' families. So, if you are in the true crime community and you're looking for justice for a lot of different victims, if you're here looking for trying to seek and find missing persons, this is the place to be today. Again, we are the home of news, opinions, debates, your voice, justice served, and we are here to get things going like this. First of all, a quick bit of house cleaning. If you look at my overlay, you will see the five little symbols at the bottom, which represents what I like to call my 5 points of contact. The Facebook symbol, you have 2 ways to get in contact with me there. You can reach me on my personal page at The Last Outlaw 316, or my Bethea's Byte Reloaded page at Bethea's Byte Reloaded. On Twitter, you can reach me there at EKB316. If you're joining me on Twitter, and I'm so grateful for all of you, all of my subscribers here on Twitter. If you're joining me here, I'm at user EKB316. You will get these videos and a whole lot more there. I'm inviting you to join me on my message forum, Bethea'sByte.com. That's the address, Bethea'sByte.com. I look forward to seeing you there as well. And if you can't reach me in any of those 4 ways, you can email me at kingofhearts316_09 at outlook.com. But I ask you again, whether it's here on YouTube or whether it's email, please keep the comments clean, because I may end up reading those comments on the air. Now, let's get down to business. We have true crime. Oh man, look at already I'm starting. Already, I just found out earlier today that Brandon Culler, thank heaven, he has been found safe. Thank God for that. But there's still a lot more. There's still a lot more out there that needs to be found. There's a lot more missing persons. There's a lot more missing children. There's a lot of monsters that need to be put away, and we need to be the ones to get out there, get these faces, get these names out there, tell their stories, get them out there. In fact, right now I'm looking at a missing persons report on Brandon Parrish. He is 20 years old, brown hair, brown eyes, 6'1", 160 pounds. He was last seen in Medview, Arizona on February 3rd, 2021. And I'm just finding this out today, the 26th of April. Brandon Parrish was last seen in Medview, Arizona, and went missing after an incident with a relative. At that time, Brandon was living in Medview, trying to make it on his own, doing handiwork locally. Local authorities conducted an ATV search after Brandon went missing, but nothing was found. His grandparents have not heard from him in over a year, and they are extremely concerned for his safety. If you have any information at all on the whereabouts of Brandon Parrish, please call the Mojave Sheriff's Office at 928-753-0753, or you can email them at findbrandonparrish@gmail.com. Again, the number to the Mojave County Sheriff's Office is 928-753-0753. The email is findbrandonparrish@gmail.com. Let's find him and let's bring him home. This is what we're talking about. Here we are. Here's another one here. Ian Joshua Ewing. Ian Joshua Ewing has been missing since April 15th of this year. This is out of Springfield, Missouri. He was 29 at the time of his disappearance. He's now age 30, 6'2", 150 pounds, dirty blonde hair and blue eyes. He went missing from Springfield, Missouri, last seen at the Stick It In Your Ear music store located in the area of Walnut Street and Robertson in Springfield on April 17th. At the time of his disappearance, Ian was 29 years old. He is now 30. He has a large tattoo of a cow skull with large horns and roses coming out of its eyes across his chest, as well as several other distinctive tattoos. Some I will post up in just a minute. Give me 1 minute. Remember, this is just my first episode live. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, there we go. And I believe this should do it. Nope. Okay, I'm new to this, so bear with me. But I'm trying to get this out to all of you. And here we are. Ian Joshua Ewing. Now you got a good look at as to what Mr. Ewing looks like. If you have any information regarding his whereabouts, or if you know of his, or if you have any information in regard to his disappearance, they're asking you to call Detective Davis with the Springfield, Missouri Police Department. The contact numbers are 417-864-181. Excuse me, let me try this again without getting tongue-tied. The contact numbers are 417-864-1810. 417-864-1810, or get in contact with the Missouri State Highway Patrol Missing Persons Unit at 573-526-6178 or toll free at 866-362-6422. Again, those contact numbers. Detective Davis with Springfield, Missouri Police at 417-864-1810. The Missouri State Highway Patrol Missing Persons Unit, 573-526-6178 or toll free at 866-362-6422. This is the way I'm running right now, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, like I said, this is my first time doing this. And yes, I'm a bit nervous, but I'm here. Oh wow, that's what I'm talking about. Let me give Arctic Fox True Crime and True Crime and Coffee a link so they can join me. Yes, sir. I'm more than happy to have you guys on. There you go. Come on in. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to have one of my inspirations for joining the true crime community, Arctic Fox True Crime. It is good to have you on, my friend. I'm also joined with True Crime and Coffee. She's a big supporter, and I'm again first time out. First thing I hear is I'm counting down the minutes and the seconds to get here. She says she couldn't wait for the first episode. I told her I was all fired up, and oh wow, she's already said she's proud of me. Wow, thank you so much. Unbelievable. This is amazing. This is amazing. I know this is the first time I'm doing this, and I'm getting this kind of love. Thank you so much. This is what we need to do. We need to come together, but like I said, we need to come together. We need to bring these missing persons home, but we also at the same time need to put these monsters away. We got so many different cases to talk about, and I'm looking forward to have Arctic Fox True Crime. We're talking about different cases here, and one of them I was looking forward to having Darkness Exposed, but probably have her in the next couple of days, along with Chapters of Crime. Avery Shannon, have her on to talk about a 5-year-old case involving hold on a second. I need to add him to the stream. Let's see. Again, first time. All right, how do I do this? Yes. Yes, I'm a newbie to this. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. I got him.
Arctic Fox. You're doing good for your first time, but I was nervous as could be my first time doing a live stream.
Well, at least I know I'm not the only one, man.
But I was going to tell you, I actually covered Ian's case on my channel. There's a video in my library that I did on Ian a couple of days ago.
Really now?
Yeah.
And nothing changes as of yet?
No, that's an older case, actually. I mean, there's been no updates or anything, so.
Good grief! Speaking of zero updates, that's a lot. That's a lot of. That's a lot of. We got a lot of different cases with zero updates. Not just missing persons, not just missing children, but we're still waiting on different trials to get started too.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, come May 9th, I'm already looking forward to Dennis Perkins' trial. Dennis
There's a lot of upcoming trials coming that I'm very interested in following, but I think the one that I want to see the most is Letitia Stout's trial.
Oh, okay, let's trade quote unquote war stories that we're looking forward to. You give me yours, I'm gonna give you what I got on mine.
All I know is if they gave me an invitation to go flip the switch on Letitia, I'd be the first one in line.
Oh, what is she? Dare I ask, what is she accused of?
Oh my gosh, are you not familiar with that case? Gannon
No, no.
Stausch was a little boy, and Letitia Stausch lied for months and months about the whereabouts of Gannon. And come to find out, she killed him, disposed of his body. I mean, she played along for months on end.
Oh dear God. You mean to tell me, basically, to make a long story short, she pulled a Casey Anthony and got away as and waiting trial for it.
Yeah, only instead of her biological child, this was her stepchild.
Oh
And
my God.
yeah, it gives me some a lot of bad vibes about uh Kyron that we were talking about the other day, because it was the
Yeah.
stepmother involved in his case too.
Mm, mm, mm. Oh boy. Mm, mm. Well, here's the one I was just talking about. Dennis Perkins. Right now, his ex-wife, a former school teacher out of Louisiana, is doing 40 years of hard labor because of the stuff she, another accomplice, and Dennis himself had pulled off. I forget the woman's name off the top of my head, but she's just recently sentenced to life in prison. But as for Dennis Perkins himself, he, like his wife, is charged with a combined 150 counts of sexual assault of a minor.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, and let me. Can I? There's only one other way I can make this worse, my friend. The ex-wife, like I said, is a school teacher. She had served minors cupcakes laced with his own bodily fluids.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about this case the other day.
To make matters worse, Perkins is a former sheriff's lieutenant.
I'm telling you. Oh my
Unreal,
God.
right? Unreal, right?
Yeah, people are disgusting.
You ain't kidding. My God. But like this is what we're talking about. We gotta put we gotta get these monsters and put them away.
Yeah, you know, and sad part is that a lot of these monsters, like in this case, are people that are supposed to be serving and protecting, and here we
And they're
go.
doing anything but. And they're doing anything but.
Exactly.
Hmm. I'm still waiting on updates not only on that particular trial. I'm still waiting on updates on Tim and Tracy Ferreter. Still waiting
Yeah,
on
those
still
two need to
waiting.
be put under the jail.
I don't blind. I don't. That's one line I'm allowing you to use because I use that early and often, and I'm totally in agreement.
What about
There's
Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell?
there's another pair that needs to go under the jail. I mean, yeah, I'm chuckling, but there is nothing funny about these cases. Nothing. I mean, how do you? I know I've said this on in many a chat, and I'll stand by it today. Michael Jackson has said this in "Want to Be Starting Something." If you can't feed the baby, don't have a baby. And I don't think maybe if we can't feed the baby, you're gonna
I'm
do that
telling
to
you.
you're gonna do that to your child, really? You're gonna
Well,
treat
unfortunately, we see a lot of cases like this. Hell, ages ago, Susan Smith
oh
drowned her
oh,
kids. I mean,
and then on top of it, blame a black man for it
yeah,
before she got caught. And true crime and coffees hit the nail on the head. Sometimes if we don't laugh, we end up crying. I agree. Some of these cases will make you cry if you're not laughing.
yeah, especially when you start talking to these family members of missing kids and stuff. I tell you what, I've shed a number of tears.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to have another person joining us. True Crime and Coffee. Welcome, True Crime and Coffee, to Bethea's Byte Reloaded.
Hello, how are you guys?
I'm
I'm
doing all right.
with you.
Good. I hope you're feeling better today, Arctic, than you were yesterday.
Same
I
here.
am. I am. I just had some stuff that I went through yesterday, and it got to me, but I'm doing fine now.
This is good.
Awesome. And Bethea, I'm glad to see you live.
Good. Thank you, and I'm glad to be here. For the sake of this one, I'm going by my internet identity, the Last Outlaw.
The Last Outlaw. I like it.
So we're talking about different crimes that in the past, different stories that's come to light, plus missing persons. In fact, right now here in Oregon, they're already covering a trial about the true crime writer who was accused of killing her own husband.
I haven't heard about that one.
Oh yeah, I believe her name is Susan Brophy or something to that effect. I haven't paid too much attention to the news as of late, but that trial is going on as we speak.
Almost
But
a reverse. It's almost a
go ahead.
reverse Michael Peterson.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're bringing that one up?
Well,
Isn't Scotty still on death row as we speak?
I'm not talking about Scott Peterson. I'm talking about
Oh, you're
Michael
talking
Peterson.
about Drew.
No, Michael. Michael was a writer that was accused of killing his wife Kathleen.
Oh
And
yeah. I was living in North Carolina when that trial went down.
Wasn't he the one that was also he was under question because he had an ex-wife that had passed too, correct?
he had
Yes.
an ex-wife that had passed, and then there was a friend of his in Germany that died under very suspicious circumstances, similar to how Kathleen died in a
That's
staircase from a fall.
I was just gonna mention that. That's what they called it, the staircase killing.
Yeah, you didn't want to be on the stairs around Michael Peterson.
No. I mean,
Take a fall and never wake up.
Then on top of that, this is another thing we got to remember. With a lot of these cases, it's usually for one reason or another. I believe the one common denominator usually is money. Proof positive.
Yeah.
Look at the case we're following now. That's 5 years old. Little Samaje Crosby.
Oh God, I can't get started on that case again. I'm ready to kill someone over that case.
A lot. I bet a lot
I'm
of
about to
people
walk my butt up to Illinois.
be careful. Be real careful, because I know Joliet's a suburb of Chicago, but even Chicago these days is dangerous in itself.
I'm
See, that's
glad
the
that.
thing. I don't know much about her area, but did they live? I know they said Section 8. So is that like high crime rate in that area? Is that pretty common for 10 to 15 people to live in a house that small?
I'm still trying to figure out how they were able to get 15 people in a house that small.
Well, according to Joe and and them and Avery, it was closer to 30 people living in that house at one time. And
How do you figure you get 30 people in a place at once?
well, I don't know, especially when you consider that house was 850 square feet. So,
The way they described it makes me think it had like a revolving door. Anybody was welcome to run in and out and do what they wanted. It's a wonder what's happening from them children.
I agree. I mean, it's amazing. It's startling. It's frightening. And there's another thing I'm still trying to figure out is how in the world were they able to get that little girl? I heard one report where she's found under the couch. Another word was she was stuffed in the couch. I'm trying to figure out how.
Well, I can tell you
know
probably how. What it sounded like to me was that adults had to lift an over 100-pound couch, cut the bottom, stuff the child inside, close it back up, and set it back down. It was very intentional. That's probably what happened.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And I want to know how it is that people didn't smell a smell coming from that house for the time that child was in that couch.
Mm-hmm.
From what I understand, I have yet to smell it myself, but death. The smell of death. That's an unmistakable smell from what I've heard. You can't forget that.
No, it's one of those smells that you will never ever forget once you smell it.
I don't know about you all, but what that tells me is that this was a very, very nasty house.
I know that we've seen the video courtesy of both Avery and Joe. Shout outs to
right,
both
but
of
I'm
them.
saying smell wise, it had to have some smells going on in there to cover that up, or for them not to be alarmed, because like everybody says, that's a very identifiable odor. You never forget it, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot more than any Febreze plug-in is going to cover up. That's for damn sure.
Oh man, it's going to take a lot more than Febreze plugins to cover that up for sure.
It sounds really nasty, but I wonder if they had a mice problem and maybe some dead rodent smells going on, because I have heard that the mice or rats, when they're dead, that the smell kind of can confuse dogs. So it makes me wonder.
And also there's another thing, or should I say another number that's ticking me off right now. And that's 6.5. And I believe you all know what that means.
Yeah, but the thing about that is that the majority of that is going to go to the siblings.
Thank God.
I'm okay with the siblings getting the majority of that money. I don't think the father should get one red cent, and I think that money needs to be set up in a trust controlled by someone outside the family for those siblings.
Amen. I mean, it's disgusting to even think that that any of the parents, for that matter, would get any kind of compensation for Samaje's death.
Well, yeah, because I mean, what's worse is that there's been no arrest made in this case. I mean, it's blatantly clear that that the parents, the father maybe not be responsible directly. He wasn't living at the residence at the time, but the mother had to have known. I mean, your child doesn't get stuffed in your couch without you having knowledge of it. And then it's so convenient that the house gets torched and it burns down, and no one's ever been charged for that arson either.
Right. And still, but like the rest of this case, nobody's talking. Nobody's talking. they claim they want to get down to the bottom of this, but nobody is saying word one.
That's a common thing in these cases, though.
It may be
Everybody's got
funny.
something to say until it comes down to it, and people want answers.
It's a sad case. I mean, I never in my life would think that I'd get to hear about a case that makes the Wells house look like a mansion and look like they're living high on the hog. But that house made the Wells house look like Disneyland.
Amen. Are you familiar with Summer Wells' case, Bethea?
I've heard a little. I've heard a little bit. I've read a little bit. And I want to get more information about this. Is likely the information you will give me is likely to tick me off.
Yeah, it's one of those that's still under investigation, so it's best just to tread lightly. Or that's my advice, anyways. It's one of those cases that's gotten pretty messy around here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably so because probably because of the fact that it's one wrong word will tip the case to a point of possible obstruction.
Well, it's not that. It's that the community as a whole, the true crime community, has gotten themselves all twisted in that case. And now they're making videos that don't even relate to Summer and hashtagging her name in those videos so that they can get clicks and views. And there's nothing new to cover. Everything has been covered 1,000 times in that case.
Mhm.
There's no new information coming out. We still don't know any more than we knew in June when she went missing. And until there's any new relevant information, there's no need to continue to beat a dead horse.
That's it.
Exactly. That's why you go on my channel. You see one, maybe two Summer Wells videos, and that's only for 8 months missing. I think was one of them. 6 might have been the other one. But other than that, there's no new information, and everybody has storied and storied.
Mm-hmm. I wonder who's this coming in now. No, I don't see anybody backstage. But I would love to have you on or in the chat. If it's you, please come on. We're talking cases from the past, present, trying to put these monsters away, bringing the missing home. This is the first live Bethea's Byte Reloaded, and I thank you all for joining me. We're still hung up on a lot of these cases, and one of which, as Arctic Fox mentioned, is right here in my home area in Oregon, about Kyron Horman. We still haven't got anything back on him yet.
No, and that case has been going on for years. I mean, he was what, 9 when he went missing,
Yeah.
something like that, and he'd be in his 20s now. So absolutely absurd.
It is. Also another here's another one that's really gotten my goat. Currently, he is still on the run. Dante Jackson. This is a monster I definitely want brought to justice. Little Sophia Mason, 8 years old. She's dead, probably by his hand, probably by her mother's hand, probably by both. Sophia Mason, 8 years old. Like I said, her mother is sitting behind bars, waiting on trial, and Dante Jackson, like the coward he is still on the run, likely in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Wow.
It makes, and every time I think about that particular case, it makes me sick to my stomach. It sets me off to no end. I don't know what I really don't know what else to say about this case. All I know is this guy needs to be caught and brought to justice. Period. That's all I got.
Oh, there's so many of them out there that need to be caught and brought to justice. And, it's aggravating when we see these cases go on forever. Some of these cases could have been solved by now. Especially, one of the cases that really gets to me is the Delphi murders. And the only reason why that case hasn't been solved really is because police are keeping everything so close to the vest. If they'd released just a little information to the public instead of one 5-second clip that was on the phone of the girl, I I feel confident that that case would have already been solved by now if they hadn't been so secretive about everything.
Mm-hmm. Too many secrets, too many lies, and dead victims tell no tales. Wait. I just got a This is from True Crime and Coffee. Her connection went weak, and she's listening and in the chat. She just broke this out. Accused child killers in North Carolina have just went free on bond. Oh, that's likely to happen simply because it's a bond hearing. Yeah, that bond is just like a little promise that they will appear in court, and if they don't, then yeah, there'll be a bench warrant out for them to put them right back behind bars until trial.
Yeah, that's if they don't skip the damn country like so many have.
Oh yeah,
There should be no bond in a murder case.
I am so in agreement. Oh, you have no idea how much I agree with you. Oh, look, listen to this. This is oh my God. Judge refused to raise 100,000, meaning that was pocket change. And then True Crime and Coffee just said just agreed with us, saying they'll probably skip the country all the way to Mexico.
It's where so many of them like to run off to.
Bet. It's a crazy thing, but they're willing to do anything just to say, hey, I did this and I got away with it. That's what everybody in these cases are trying to do. They're trying to commit what is considered the perfect crime. But only thing they're doing, they're running tired. And when they finally slip up, they're gonna get caught, and they have to face justice. Period.
Well, the sooner the better that they face justice.
Absolutely, and that's why we're here. That's why we're here. We look for these monsters. We call these monsters out, and because we want them to face justice. Without that, what do they got? What do they got? Nothing. Like I said, nothing but time to run. Assume that time is going to run out. True Crime.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. True Crime and Coffee. I mean, they don't face any consequences, so they just keep on going until they kill a kid. You're right.
Yep. We couldn't have put it any better than that. And they're gonna keep this thing going. They're gonna keep this thing going until they end up like we had a conversation running down John Walsh's Dirty Dozen out of America's Most Wanted, or the FBI's 10 Most Wanted list, or the U.S. Marshals 15 Most Wanted. They're gonna end up. They could end up possibly trying to run for public enemy number 1. And as long as they keep this going and nothing's being done, that's all they're going to do. Just keep going. Let me run back over a little bit of house cleaning one more time, ladies and gentlemen. First off, I want to thank Arctic Fox True Crime and True Crime and Coffee for joining with me via in the chat or in the broadcast. Little about that house cleaning. If you're joining me on Facebook, thank you. You can find me at The Last Outlaw 316 or Bethea's Byte Reloaded on Facebook. If you're trying to get in contact with me through Twitter, I'm at EKB316. If you're joining me right here on YouTube, thank you all so much for joining me here. Find me at user/EKB316. If you're looking to join me on the message forum, that address is Bethea'sByte.com. If you want to email me, keep your comments clean, but you can email me at kingofhearts316_09 at outlook.com. I look forward to hearing from every last one of you. And we're still talking about some of the craziness we've came out in the courtrooms. Some of these cases that's just coming to light now. And I mean, even Darkness Exposes, as said in her intros to her videos, what's done in the dark will be brought to light, and that's where we come in. And I'm so grateful that I'm joining this particular community to bring the darkness to light.
Well, we're proud to have you with the community, to be honest. I mean, it takes a lot of us working together to bring these kids home and to bring justice for families. And unfortunately, hey, Darkness Exposed, we were just talking about you.
Love it.
But yeah, unfortunately, a lot of creators are too busy focused on one particular case to be a part of a team to bring justice to these kids and to bring them home and to victims. You know, it's sad. And that's why I'm glad that you started your channel. I'm glad that Avery has her channel and that Joe has her channel, because, you know, those are creators that are honestly working to bring the cases that no one's heard about to light. So.
Mm-hmm. That's the whole doggone point. I tried to extend the invitation to Joe, but right now she's cooking dinner, and I understand that. I understand. Anyway, what else we have going here? What other cases are we looking at?
Well, I've been extensively covering the Timmy D's case out of Missouri and all the corruption that's going on there.
Mm. How much red tape are we looking at?
Well, let's just put it this way. The mother is getting absolutely no help from Madison County at all in trying to locate her son. In fact, at one point, the Madison County Sheriff's Office had officers flip her off while she was trying to talk to him. So, yeah. And then friends of the family wrote a letter to the Attorney General asking for their help since they couldn't get anywhere with Madison County. And the Attorney General referred them back to the Madison County Sheriff's Office.
Mm. This sucks. This totally sucks, man.
And it's not just Timmy D's and Barbara. I mean, the number of people missing out of Madison County and the number of sketchy deaths that were ruled suicides, it's absurd.
Mm.
Yeah, I know about Mark Fullerton's case there, Darkness. Mountain Girl 212 has done a lot of videos on Mark's case, and I need to dig deeper into his case as well. That's another one that just doesn't add up at all.
And Ileana Peters, that one True Crime just mentioned, True Crime and Coffee just mentioned. I mean, that one had me sad when I found out that they found her dead. And the first thing I posted up was justice for Lily, and that's exactly what we see right now.
Yeah.
Mm. And now and to some extent, I see why my wife keeps saying I don't watch the news because it is depressing, and it gets her depressed. I get it. I get it,
Well,
but it's got to be brought to your attention just to let you know what's going on, and how you can get involved to bring these monsters to justice.
and I understand that, but I get your wife's point too. The news needs to start balancing things out instead of everything
Absolutely.
being dark and gloom, and they focus on these kids that go and shoot up a school and shit. They need to start
Yeah.
they need to start countering that. Let's also do stories on the kids that are volunteering and helping out at nursing homes and stuff like that. Let's give some
Right.
attention to the good kids out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Not just the good kids, but good people. That's another reason why on my message forum I have a spot which I haven't updated myself personally, but there's a little spot on the message forum I like to call something good to chew on. In that area, something good to chew on. There's always some good news in the world, and if I don't post it, somebody else does, and it's always a joy to read those kinds of stories.
Yeah.
Always a joy.
I'm telling
And
y'all
yeah,
gotta stop going live on me, guys. Now True Crime and Coffee's going live in 30 minutes, and I've got a case I gotta research, and I can't because y'all keep going live on me, and I want to watch.
now I get away in a way. You see how I felt the last few days because I want to jump in on this. Here's Sally, my Jack. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to Bethea's
Hey,
Bike
it's
Reloaded.
Sally, my Jack. Good to see you in the chat.
Oh my gosh! I mean, and Darkness Exposed had a good point too about how a lot of the news, they just bring up a lot more entertainment stories than they do anything else. Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much that I care to hear about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I could,
Oh
you know.
Lord, I'm tired. I believe it or not, I'm tired of that.
I
One's
mean,
one's a reason for
honestly,
the other. There's supposed to be a defamation case. I get it. I'm done.
yeah, because if that was anyone else, if it was me suing for defamation or what have you, it wouldn't be news. It's only news
It
because
wouldn't
it's
even,
Johnny Depp.
wouldn't even be a blip. Wouldn't even be a blip. It wouldn't even be a blip on their radar.
Exactly, but instead, now even the true crime community is focusing on this whole Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing. And so instead of focusing on things like Lily and, Summer Wells and Michael Monkey Vaughn and Nikki Rule that are missing, and, especially Nikki
Right.
Rule, that kid was drawn his head, could have a brain injury, and he's still out there. No Amber Alert, no nothing. Instead of focusing on that, we're talking about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Oh, and speaking of no Amber Alert, there have been some cases there are some cases that have come out. They're saying that there was no Amber Alert needed in the case. How many different cases have been solved without an Amber Alert?
Usually the ones that true crime goes on YouTube and covers because that's the only way people know about these cases. But yeah, every case should have an Amber Alert. What annoyed me yesterday is we had a missing 2-month old that's been missing for 2 months, that we don't even have a picture of this child, and there's no Amber Alert issued for this child.
Right.
I mean,
That one stunned me too. And there's another one that Joe is pulling up on me now. Asked, did we hear about the 5-year-old missing in Pennsylvania?
He was found safe. I got notification that he was found safe.
Thank God. And another,
Or she was found safe, I should say. But yeah, she was found safe.
And another update on Brandon's case: 3 are in custody.
Really?
Yep. It is so good to have Joe on the case to as far as a lot of these cases go. This is great stuff. This is why you guys inspired me to join this community. If I wasn't inspired, I'd probably still be trying to force politics here, and politics these days not hitting as hard as I wanted it to.
Yeah. Well, that and you gain a lot less enemies covering kids than you do covering politics. So
that is so true, so true. And I'm glad. Like I said, I am glad. I'm glad to be a part of this community. You guys are so good at what you guys do. If I can get Bethea's Byte or even Bethea's Byte Reloaded anywhere near where you guys are, you got yourself a force.
it takes time. I mean, I'm still growing. I'm still a noob at this. I mean, I'm certainly not the most polished YouTuber by any means. So, but I do what I can and I get the cases out there. You'll notice my videos are very plain compared to everyone else's. I don't have all that all the fancy graphics and stuff. I don't know how to do all that stuff, but
the graphics I did on my own via Photoshop, so I'm not too worried about that. Joe just brought this up. They said they haven't released the identity as of the last time she checked, but she'll update as soon as she hears something. I believe that's in regards to the Brandon case. And I hope so, because I wanna dive deep into that one too. I mean, it makes no sense. And I believe as far as these live videos, those putting out this information, it's a great learning curve. And we got the time, we have the energy.
yeah, I mean, I was lazy this morning. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't get anything out until about 1 o'clock this afternoon, except for some posts in my community tab. But and I went to check my email, and I went and checked my email. I had 5 emails sitting in my inbox. I feel so bad because I didn't check it until about 1 o'clock. I was like, oh, okay. I need to check that first thing when I get up.
I gotta send another thank you to True Crime and Coffee, telling me you're doing great. I have to cut out, but I'm so proud of you and look forward to the next episode. Well, thank you so much for being one of the biggest supporters on here thus far. I'm glad to do it, and like you, I'm looking forward to doing the next episode too. In fact, Friday, when I can get Joe and Avery together to continue where they left off with the Samaje case, I want to bring that to you all. Oh, I'm hosting, but they're bringing the information. So to everybody out there that's interested in this case, be ready Friday. I'll try to start it as early as possible, but I'm trying to work around them and my own schedule. But I'm looking forward to having you all here for what is it now? Part 3?
Yeah, it'll be part 3.
Part 3 of the Samaje Crosby case, and I'm looking forward to each and every one of you. I need to. All those adults need to be in jail. You have no idea how much I agree with that. Here's Sally, my Jack. I mean, like we were talking about earlier. I'm still trying to figure out how do you fit some 30 people in a 800 and some odd square foot house.
I'm telling you. I mean, and what I can't figure out is you had all those people packed in that little cracker box house, and you continue to have CPS go in there. Nothing to see here. I'm like, what the hell? Do you need a lifetime subscription to LensCrafters? What the fuck does it take for you to see that there's an issue here?
I've said this in a couple of chats before, and I'm saying it again. It's called shielding. While they make sure, like you said, nothing to see here. They do that. They make sure DCFS or whatever governing body is supposed to be protecting kids. They make sure their butts are covered. That way, they don't see a doggone thing. They can go on doing what they've been doing, and they get away with it as long as they can.
Yeah.
And his Sally My Jack can't figure the same thing I'm trying to figure out. How is it that the neighbors didn't complain?
Maybe they were paid to.
Uh-oh, ladies and gentlemen, the voice of Lady Outlaw. Paid to? How much money, babe? How much are you thinking? She shrugs that one right off. Oh, but then again, by the time this is all not all said and done, but it's still at that point where the family is settled for $6.5 million, where the bulk of it, thank God, is going to the kids.
Yeah, because the parents shouldn't see a damn dime.
Not one red cent. Not one red cent. In fact,
I mean,
you know
they
what?
were
I'm starting to believe now. I don't know why, but I'm starting to believe now. Mom or dad has something to do with it.
Oh, I'm most certain. I mean, mom had to have known, had to have had something to do with it. I mean, there's no two ways about that.
Right. His Sally My Jack saying that $6.5 million is an insane amount of money. It's an insane amount of money indeed, especially when you don't have it. But then again, when you do something like this, with all the cover up that goes with it, and then okay, then okay, you get $6.5 million off of somebody's death. There's something, man. I keep saying this every time. Sometimes I don't understand this world.
Well, not only that, okay, look at all the okay. Number one, dad never wasn't paying any child support, from what I can tell, on his, so he's not paying child support, but he's going to sue for all that money. Then you've got the whole issue that this entire family was milking the state for every benefit they could get. They were living in government subsidized housing. They were on food stamps. They were getting emergency funding services. They got everything, and that they qualified for Medicaid for those kids, but those kids didn't have insurance. So I'm confused as to what was going on there, and they couldn't afford to clean the house or anything like that, even with all the money that the state's giving them. I don't understand it.
Right. And then here comes the major point that his Sally My Jack brings up. Dad wasn't concerned until Samaje died. There's a lot wrong there.
I think dad is kind of pulling a Candace Wells and using the tragedy of his child just to profit and see how much money he can make off of it. That's what I think, if you want my opinion.
I gotta agree with that to the degree of from what I've seen in one of the videos. Somebody said that they were going to going to the insurance to pick up a nice check. Even that, just hearing those words kind of irked me when I first heard it.
I mean, so many of these parents, they let their kids live in squalor, and CPS is out there. They see how these children are living. They're not doing anything about it,
No, they're not.
and there's no excuse for it. I mean, just take the Wells as an example. They had the money to go get that brand new Subaru. They had money for drugs. They had money for alcohol. They had money for everything they wanted except for to put walls up in their house and to feed their kids anything except for Dollar Tree pizza and sugar ass snacks. So bad that Summer had her front teeth rotting out of her head at 5 years old. I mean, and they've given 500 stories as to why her head was shaved, but I'm telling you right now, money says it's that she had lice and they shaved her head due to lice. So, and they were too cheap to buy the medication to get rid of the lice, so they just shaved her damn head.
His Sally my Jack is I might as well send his Sally my Jack invitation to jump on this chat because they're bringing up a lot of good points. I mean, look at this. The kids can lose insurance if the proper paperwork isn't handled in. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's common knowledge and common sense. But then again, there's a lot of people, it's not all that common.
This country suffers from a terminal disease, and it's called CSD. It stands for Common Sense Deficiency.
There you go. There you go. I remember just a few short years ago, I caught the eulogy for Common Sense after it passed away. And let's just say it wasn't a pretty funeral. There was so much of everything else going on. It's not funny. Proof again. His Sally my Jack. Please come on get in on the conversation. But saying that people sell the EBT card link and WIC for cash, and some stores will allow cigarettes instead of buying actual food. They know how to fix the numbers.
Oh yeah. I see it all the time. People say, "Hey, I'll give you, I'll go buy you $100 worth of groceries, and you just give me $50, and I'll go get you $100 worth of groceries on my WIC or my SNAP or whatever it's called, wherever you are." But yeah, they do it all the time. I mean,
again, while it makes no sense on the one end, it actually makes sense if they're trying to keep it under cover, under wraps. Okay, we got his Sally by Jack on the conversation. How you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Great. Good to have you here. We're talking about how some of these people like to keep keep things under wraps, where people who in charge of SNAP or WIC or whatever the case may be, blinded. That's the word I want to use. Blinded.
Yes. So I had my twins. I was pregnant at 19, had them at 20. I had insurance through work, but not insurance for them. So that's how I know when you're in the hospital, if you don't have insurance for your children, the social worker comes in and they get all the paperwork together and they assist you. And if they know your situation, they assist you in everything, not just insurance, but if you need to apply for WIC or food stamps or whatever. And usually, as far as the insurance goes. asking about your income or if there's any sort of change or whatever. And then if you don't send the paperwork back, or if they quote unquote lost it, then there's good reason to get kicked off the insurance. So it does happen, but it's usually because of, somebody not sending in the work. I have family members that have done the same thing. And actually they were the ones that are able to go to certain stores and use their link card and say, hey, can I get a pack of Newport? And the person working there knows how to fix the numbers. And it's sad because it could be done everywhere, but then the kids don't get the food they
need. And you wonder why they look for more money when it comes to WIC and SNAP food stamps and whatever the case may be, because they're still trying to keep it under wraps.
Right. And when my twins were little, I did go on WIC, but then when I was in our state back then in Illinois, it was up to the age of 5 that you were able to keep your WIC. And I got off of it before that when I was financially stable. And I feel like a big problem is some people rather get the easy money than actually work. And I hate to say it that way, but sometimes it does come down to that. Some people will work, cash jobs or, less hours as possible because they know that they're going to get that funding, every month. They can rely on that.
And I know, just an example. I just got finished reapplying for staff for my household. That's right now. It's just me and my wife, and we're not trying to cut corners or trying to dupe anybody. We're just trying to live. We're just trying to do things the right way.
Right.
But then again,
I understand that. I'm on disability.
Like the Crosbys,
Yes. And people who need it and want to survive, that's great. But unfortunately, I feel like for hardworking people like yourself, your wife, and my husband, I'm on disability, but my husband does work. It's like trying to get any assistance when you're doing the right thing and being honest is like, just pulling teeth. You can't get anywhere. But there's people who, clearly don't need it and still get it. I'm not kidding you. I've gone to the link office and see somebody drive up in a brand new Cadillac, multiple phones on them, taking off their jewelry, wiping off their makeup, taking off their fancy coat, and walking in the office like, they're homeless practically. And they know all the right things to say and do, unfortunately.
That's true. That's so true. Oh, again, like I said,
and the reason Samaj is, sorry, go ahead.
I said the reason I agree with that, and it's like I said before, it's shielding.
Mm-hmm.
They cover up what they're doing, and those in charge looks at the whole thing like, yep, nothing to see here.
Right. And all cases are really hard. The reason Samaj is just so hard is she's not far from where my sister lives, where she was living at. And the fact that after looking into her case, finding out all these other little babies were there and these children, and then last night when I heard everything else that came out, that made me so angry. I had saw, it's so sad. It's so sick. And the saddest part is that unfortunately she's not here with us, but she's in a better place than where she was. And those children are still suffering. And that's terrible. Yeah. It's absolutely terrible. And I've never seen her mom or heard her mom speak or anything, but I really question what type of or I don't know if it would be type, but like, how much of a disability does she have? Because if she seriously is dependent on somebody else, and these people are taking advantage of her, knowing they can't, that's a crime in itself.
That is, it is, and that's what's sickening about it in itself. Which makes me makes me cry out louder for justice for Samaje. I mean, it's just not right that the way this is being handled.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sure, family inherits $6.5 million. Okay, great, fine, that's cool. But where's the justice for the child? Where's the investigation?
Mm-hmm. My question is, they have $6.5 million. Mm-hmm. My question is, if they have that money to pay out, why didn't they have that money to take care of these kids?
Exactly.
Put it into the system. You have $6.5 million. Do you know how many children could have been saved? How much training could have gone into social workers, or just anything? But no, there's no money for that. They always say, "Oh, we don't have the budget for that," but yet you have $6.5 million to hand out.
Yeah, it's absolutely absurd. I mean, and like I said, there's no excuses. There's none. When you go into that house and it looks like that, and it smells like that, and there's cockroaches and feces all over the place, there's no excuse.
Which is why I made the comment about the neighbors, because years back we had lived in a trailer park, and the street down from us there was a house or a trailer I should say, who, I mean, they were filthy people, just as bad as this house here. And the cockroaches were literally going into other people's property. So that's why I'm saying, like, how did the neighbors, unless the neighbors are as dirty as they are, that's the only thing I could think of. Like, I would be bothered by that. I wouldn't want my children living next to cockroaches or, just nastiness. With all those people there, there's no way that the smell wasn't just coming out of that house at some point.
I've been on the verge of tears throughout this entire case, and as much as I would love for some of it to make sense, a lot of it makes absolutely zero sense at all to me. All I know is a child's dead. This child's been dead. This case has been like this for the last 5 years. No one's talking, and the child has yet to receive justice. I know by the side of my emotion, I'm thinking, I was thinking at first, this child's not going to get any kind of justice. But I got to go back to my favorite saying, that justice delayed is not justice. It's not justice denied.
Right.
And I'll stand by that 100%. It's just if it's a waiting game that they want to play, then I'm ready to play. I know
I agree.
You're ready to play. Joe and Avery, they're ready to play this waiting game. Hey, so we wait. We do what we see what comes of it, and there we go. We hope that Samaje gets the justice she is due. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
There is to it.
And like and she is so important. But the one thing that keeps coming back from yesterday's conversation that we all listened to when the reports were being read was the other children. Because like I said, they're still in that nightmare. hearing about the 7-year-old was absolutely heartbreaking. I don't know legally how any parent was allowed to deny treatment when the child voiced what was wrong and what they were feeling. I feel like that point, somebody should have intervened and said, hey, you're not doing right by your child needs help. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
like, these kids are still being failed by multiple people, not, just DCFS. I can't imagine school didn't notice anything. These doctors and nurses and, everybody, it's just like, okay, like, when is somebody going to do something? How many more lives have to be destroyed?
Well, it's like I said 1,000 times on my channel. I was like, we all should be mandated reporters for these kids. It shouldn't just be the teachers, everyone. If you don't say something and you see something like that, you're just as implicit as the person committing the abuse. So.
Agree. That's why I like to use that math problem. If you have 1,000 representatives that's already doing wrong, and you have 10 good ones, but those 10 good ones are saying absolutely nothing. What do you have in front of you?
1,010 bad representatives.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Hey, Byte, I really appreciate you letting me up here. I have got to go take care of a couple of things, but I have enjoyed being here, and congratulations on your first live, and I look forward to the rest of them.
Thank you, Fox. I will do this again on Friday with Joe and Avery when it comes down to part 3 of the Samajri case, and I definitely want to be here for all of it. And
looking forward to it.
Thank you. I'm about to get off here myself because I got to get myself ready for choir rehearsal. But again, I want to thank everybody who came on. Arctic Fox, True Crime and Coffee, Here's Sally My Jack, Darkness Exposed for jumping in the chat, and thank you for viewing. Thank you so much again. Bethea's Byte Reloaded. Last 316 on Facebook, EKB 316 on Twitter, user EKB 316 on YouTube. Email kingofhearts316@outlook.com. I look forward to seeing you and hearing from you. This is the home for news, opinion, debate, your voice, and justice served. This is Bethea's Byte. I'm Ernest Bethea, the last outlaw. Again, thank you all so much for joining me. Let's do this again. Until next time, you all know what to do. And monsters, if you're watching this, you know what to do too. Bite this. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow Bethea's Byte on social media. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Bethea'sByte.com, or email at kingofhearts316_09@outlook.com. This is the home for news, opinions, debates, your voice, and justice served. This is Bethea's Byte.